Power Rangers has had plenty of Christmas specials. There were a few early in the Saban era, but they didn't make a comeback until the Neo-Saban era, where it became a yearly occurrence to have a low-budget Christmas special, usually a clip show. And we've had one every year except for 2014, during Super Mega Force when they didn't make any specials, presumably to save up for Legendary Battle, and this year when the Beast Morphers crew came up with the idea of just making 2 low-budget normal episodes instead of specials. Some say that these episodes get worse every year, so does that mean that the first Power Rangers Christmas special is actually good? Let's look at I'm Dreaming of a White Ranger from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Season 3. Wait, that's not the first Power Rangers Christmas special, but it's the first one on Netflix? Oh, well, as it turns out, there was one previous Christmas special released direct-to-VHS in 1994 as a part of MMPR Season 2. I'm guessing the fact it never aired on TV is the reason it's not on Netflix, because of some contractual thing. So what is this direct-to-VHS special? Well, it's called Alpha's Magical Christmas, and it's amazing in its own special way. The special starts out with Alpha moping around the command center. It's Christmas Eve, and he's lonely because the Rangers are at the North Pole, helping Santa load up the sleigh, which is honestly a nice touch. But also, way to stick a giant middle finger to Zordon. Were you seriously that depressed all 10,000 years that Rita wasn't attacking Earth? Anyway, Alpha's getting ready to decorate the command center with Christmas decorations when Zordon surprises him with a Christmas tree and something else. Basically, Zordon teleports kids from around the world to help Alpha put up decorations. Whose idea was it to have Zordon kidnap these kids on Christmas Eve? I mean, sure, Zordon says that he made arrangements, but I don't know how that could mean anything but kidnapping. Like, did he get into contact with their parents and ask their permission? How does a big blue floating head get into contact with parents and convince them to let him teleport their child away unsupervised on Christmas Eve? I mean, look at these kids. As soon as they teleport in, they all hug Alpha. They clearly think they're dead. They think that they're in heaven and Alpha is God. Heck, every time a new batch of kids arrives, even the new ones that have already arrived hug him. Anyway, this episode at its core is a holiday sing-along. Most of the tape is Alpha and the children singing all the Christmas songs you know and love while decorating, including Alpha using his magic Christmas lasers. Anyway, as you may notice, the Power Rangers haven't shown up. That's because this was a low-budget pet project. They just kinda shot this on the command center set when it wasn't being used to shoot an actual episode. Zordon and Alpha weren't actual actors that had to be on set, they were voice actors, so they could just film it second unit while location footage was being shot. So, nearing the end of this episode, the children say goodbye and walk through this weird gateway thing. I don't know why they didn't just teleport them back. It's like Zordon actually didn't ask permission, and this gateway is actually an incinerator to make sure there's no evidence that he kidnapped these kids, and just told Alpha that this was a fancy teleporter. But we do get an appearance by the Rangers right at the end, or 3 of them at least. Tommy, Kimberly, and Billy show up with Rocky, Adam, and Aisha briefly shown in the viewing globe. When I saw this, I kind of assumed they filmed this at a point where Austin St. John, Twee Trang, and Walter Jones Jr. had left the show, but they hadn't cast the replacements yet, so they just had the 3 they had appear and mention the other 3 Rangers and film them later. But also, Tommy is in his Green Ranger costume instead of white, so it makes me doubt that and kind of wonder what was going on during production. But yeah, overall, while I could nitpick and talk ill of this special all day long, it just wouldn't be fair. This isn't a TV episode and it's not trying to be. Alpha's Magical Christmas knows just what it is. A cheesy, low-budget Christmas sing-along tape for kids. So at the end of the day, I can't really criticize it for being anything it's not. But what do you think of it? Have you seen it? Have you just heard of it now? If you have, I really don't recommend watching it because it's not very entertaining for people above the age of 4. But it's a neat little quirk in Power Rangers history, and so I thought it'd be a good thing to talk about on this channel, especially around Christmas time. So don't forget to subscribe for daily videos on the franchises you love, and I'll see you tomorrow. Merry Christmas.